Hi, everybody. My name is Jay Moore. I am the founder of the group The Ordinary Christian. And today I'm going to talk with you about who do you go share Jesus with after you run out of people you already know. I mean, you've already told everybody you know, all your family, all your friends, all of your neighbors, people you hang out with. You've already shared with all of the people that you know about Jesus, and now they've already heard. So who do you go to share with now? Or are you all done? Are you God's not going to ask you to share anymore because you've already shared with everybody you know? Well, the answer is no, you're not done. You're still here. He hasn't taken you back to heaven yet. And so he still wants you to go share Jesus with people. But who are you supposed to go share with? Well, there's a story in the Bible in Luke chapter 10 where Jesus is sending out the 72. And he's telling them, he says, I'm going to pair you up in teams of two. And I'm sending you out like lambs among wolves. And you are going to go to every town and village I'm about ready to go to. And when you go out, you're going to begin to go into a town and you're going to share my peace. And whoever you share your peace with and it stays with them, and is received gladly, you're to stay with that person and share with them about me, and you're to give them the good news and eat whatever they give you. But if it's not received and it comes back upon you, just shake the dust off your feet and move on. Well, here's the deal. Here's what's happening. This is an intentional decision of yours to go find people that God is already at work with. They're called the persons of peace or the man of peace. These are people that the Holy Spirit and God has already been working in their lives, preparing to receive the good news. And they're just waiting. They don't know it yet, but they're just waiting for a person of God, like you and me, to come share with them the good news. They are receptive, they are ready, and they want it. And Jesus sent the 72 out to look for them. So what do we do when we run out of people to share Jesus with that we already know? We go looking for the person of peace, that person that God is already prepared. As we begin to share Jesus with people and engage in spiritual conversations, each person will quickly identify their receptivity to what we're sharing. We will quickly be able to determine whether or not God is at work in their life or not, based upon how they respond to us sharing with them about Jesus. See, the best way to find out if a person is receptive to Jesus and the good news and the gospel is just to share the gospel and the good news with them. And we begin to look and see if that person is prepared or not, ready to receive it. Some people are going to tell you, man, I don't want to hear that. Get out of my face. You know what? Your peace has just come back upon you. And Jesus just says, shake the dust off your feet and just keep on walking. You don't need to engage them any further. You don't need to argue with them. You don't need to try to convince them. They're not prepared. Move on. And then you might find somebody who says, well, that's interesting, but I just need to think about it for a while. Well, that just might mean that they need more information. So you ask them, would they like to hear another story from the Bible or have Bible study about who Jesus is? And again, they're going to identify if they are receptive or not real quickly. They're going to say yes or no. And if they say, I don't know, that just is probably a no. And you'll know whether to stay with them or move on. And then there's going to be some people, you know what they're going to do? They are going to say, man, that's what I've been waiting for. I want Jesus. I wanted to know Jesus. It reminds me of a lady that I know. Her name's Joanne Patilli. And she was raised in the Catholic Church. She had started coming to our church. And when I went to go talk with her about salvation, about having Jesus into her heart, she still had this idea that she had to earn her salvation. When I began to share how forgiveness of sin and salvation was a free gift from God, He had already paid for it, but with the death, burial, and resurrection of His Son, Jesus, and through the blood of Christ. And all she had to do was, by faith, receive this good news and believe that Jesus died on the cross and receive Him as Lord, Master, Boss of her life. And her sins would all be forgiven. She says, really? Oh, I'm so excited to hear that, because I knew I couldn't ever be the kind of person, He wanted me to be, because I've tried. But now maybe if I receive this as a gift, He can change my life. You see, she got it. Why? Because God was already at work in her life. and all I had to do was share the gospel. So who do you share with next? Everybody. Share the gospel, engage in spiritual conversations, and see what their receptivity is by their response. If they're not responsive, shake the dust off your feet, move on. If they are responsive, lead them to faith in Jesus Christ and begin to disciple them. All right, this is Jay Moore. I hope you found this to be helpful. I'm the founder of the group, The Ordinary Christian. Please take a few moments and share this video on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+, or wherever else you want to share it. Let's get the word out about how to live a powerful missional life and what The Ordinary Christian has to offer. If you haven't already done so, I want to encourage you to hit the link below this video and sign up for my Missional Living newsletter that I send out 2 or 3 times a week with videos and blogs and other things to empower you, equip you, and to encourage you to live that missional life that brightly shines the light of Christ in your part of this dark world. All right, this is Jay Moore. Take care. We'll see you next time on The Ordinary Christian.